All right, well, you're listening to the Cross Points podcast. Super excited about this.
Woo woo.
I have with me Orah Hayes.
Hello.
Hello, Orah. So good to have you here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And you're one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast.
I was persistent.
You
were persistent widow.
Extremely persistent. I think you came up to me and said that why aren't I doing a podcast?
Yep.
And
you were missing out on an opportunity for podcasting.
And so then I said, well, if we're going to do a podcast, you're going to have to be part of it.
And then I said, I have a face for radio. Let's do it.
And let's do it. So here we are.
Yeah.
So, Orah, tell everybody a little bit about who you are, because I don't think, does the world know who you are?
I mean, if they don't, they're missing out.
Of course they are.
Yeah, I'm Orah Hayes.
Okay.
From California.
California? Where in California?
Monterey Bay, California. Northern California. NorCal, as we like to say. And we are snobs. We don't like Southern California, but here...
Really?
I know. But
okay.
Here in Kansas, if you're from California, we let that go. And we just say, you're from California. It's
California is
here.
awesome.
Yes. Been in Kansas, I think, for like maybe 7 or 8 years.
Why? Okay, the question is, why did you come all the way from California to come to Kansas?
I know.
I mean, who does that?
True love.
True love.
What other reason would you come here is the question.
True love.
True love.
So who is this guy, this true love?
His name's Phil Hayes.
Okay.
I did take his last name.
You
Orah
did?
Hayes, Phil Hayes.
Okay.
Fun fact. And yeah, he lives here. He works for a family business here. So we moved here. Okay. And every winter I say, why do we live here?
Especially this winter.
It is the worst.
It's the worst.
I'm not into winter. I just want to say that anybody who references Narnia in winter, like that was when the White Witch ruled Narnia.
Yes,
Let's
absolutely.
not focus on Narnia in the winter.
Don't do that.
It's the worst. So yeah, from California. I'm a mom, 2 kids.
2 kids.
2 little girls.
Okay.
I love reading.
Yes.
I'm a book blogger and a bookstagrammer.
Okay, so stop. Favorite book?
Wait.
Hold on.
You cannot ask
how can I ask a book blogger that?
That is ridiculous. Okay, maybe my last 5-star read was, I think, Station 11.
Station 11, never
It's a really good one. It's kind of dystopian novel. Good. Boys like it, girls like it. Good all around. A little darker, but nothing like graphic or anything like that.
Okay.
But it's good. Good 5-star read.
Okay. We'll put that in the description so people can know what that is. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about myself.
I think that's great right now. Okay, super. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. And one of the things that we're going to start talking about a little bit is our series called Less is More.
All right.
Okay. And I don't know if you have one, but I know we do in our family. We have this drawer in our kitchen.
Of course.
And this drawer, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It just constantly, no matter how many times we clean it out, it tends to fill up.
I know it well.
I don't know what's in your drawer, but mine is like a whole combination of money and coins and pens and just all the junk.
Yes.
Screwdrivers, whatever it is.
Scissors.
I've
got like 4 pairs of scissors.
Right.
In mine.
And I think life is like that sometimes. It just fills up with so much stuff. And you get so cluttered in life. And so what we're talking about this over the next several weeks is we want to talk a little bit about how do we have less in our life so that we can have more meaning, more fulfillment in our life.
Okay.
And so that's what we're going to be talking about. Less is actually more.
We're cleaning out our junk drawers.
We are cleaning out the junk drawers,
All right.
exactly. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. And so one of the spiritual challenges that we're going to do for the very first week is we're going to talk about fasting.
All right.
Have you ever done a fast before?
I hate fasting.
Tell me why.
I mean, does anybody like fasting? Like, if we like fasting, then it wouldn't be fasting,
There's
right?
something wrong with you if you like fasting. Okay.
Who like fasting? But I will say I have a couple friends who are like super into intermittent fasting right now. Have you heard of this?
I've heard a little bit. Tell me what you...
It's basically like it's a thing to lose weight, and it's just kind of like you choose a time of day when you're like allowed to eat a certain amount of time.
Okay, so you're not fasting the whole day?
No.
Okay.
So like I think I had a friend who ate from she could only eat between the hours of 11 a.m. and 4 p.m.
11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what does this do then?
It's supposed to be really good for you.
Okay.
Like, I mean, they've only tested mice, but obviously we're really similar. And
I'm sure if it was good for mice, then it's got to be good for us.
I mean,
right.
yes.
Okay.
So I think they lost weight.
Okay.
They had overall I don't know. Do mice have Alzheimer's? Why do people do studies with mice and Alzheimer's?
Understand.
But it was supposed to lower your risk of Alzheimer's.
Okay.
It's supposed to be, I don't know, it's supposed to be really good for you. I feel like I said it helped with IBS.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to go into that.
Okay.
It helps with Parkinson's and gut health.
Parkinson's? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And asthma symptoms.
If you're talking about doing it on a consistent basis or just doing a one-time fast or what?
I think a consistent basis. I think it's a lifestyle change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I've had a couple friends who've done it, and I'm I'm just going to go ahead and say, just even from their own perspective, I'm not sure that they've like lost a ton of weight on it.
Okay, all right.
So I don't know.
You done it though? Have you done intermittent fasting?
I haven't.
Okay.
Because in general, I hate fasting.
Okay, right. Have you done any fast? And if so, what was your longest fast that you've ever done?
Oh my gosh. Well, if media fasting counts, then I've done media fasting. Does that?
Okay. Well, let's talk about food fasting right now.
Okay, I've done. I mean, just breakfast.
Okay,
I've done
just breakfast.
fast.
Okay,
yes,
all right.
That's it.
So you're ready. So we're gonna have the spiritual challenge.
Oh boy.
So you get 3 options, right? You can
Okay.
fast for 1 meal, which you've already done that. So I think we can move up the ladder just a little bit. Fast 1 day.
Okay.
A whole day without food.
A whole day.
A whole day.
I mean, is it healthy though?
Well, it's a spiritual thing, not just a physical thing.
All right, touche.
Okay, or fast for a whole week.
Wow.
I know.
I don't know about a whole week of
maybe that sounds like too much. I don't know.
That sounds crazy.
Okay.
You have
I
to
have fasted for a whole week.
You have.
But my
Were you
wife,
around your children?
I was.
Oh my goodness.
I know. My wife does not like it because I'm not driven by food.
Okay.
Are you? I mean, do you?
Yes.
Okay. See, this is a problem.
I mean.
So she doesn't think I really fast because food doesn't really drive me. I don't care what I eat.
Yeah,
food is fuel for me.
I can't relate to you at all right now.
Okay.
Who
yeah.
are you even?
I know. So there's lots of people like that.
I mean, no. If you take away my food, I just feel like you just slapped me in the face. Like that's just so rude.
like yeah.
Yeah, I am pro food. If we can take a column, I guess you're anti.
Okay.
But yeah, fasting so hard.
Yeah. Well, I have this friend of mine who did some intermittent fasting as well.
Okay.
And he lost 50 pounds.
Holy buckets.
I know, right? So
Wow.
it really worked for him, and he's still doing it.
He's still doing it.
Still doing it.
Lifestyle change.
Total lifestyle change.
What's he trying to drop?
I don't know.
Oh my
He's already
goodness.
got there, but now it's more for him. It's the lifestyle. It's for his physique. It's for him to have good health.
Oh my goodness.
But I was reading about this guy.
Okay.
And so he was online, and I've got his name here. I thought it was interesting. He only eats 1 meal a day.
Nobody does that. No,
1 meal a day.
He's not a real
and you know what
person.
time? He eats at 2 a.m.
That's insane.
2 a.m. is what time he
He
eats.
sets an alarm and wakes up at 2 a.m.
No, apparently he only sleeps about 2.5 hours a day. Yes, he
is
was
his
on.
name P. Diddy? Like, who is this guy?
No, he was on the Dr. Oz.
Yes.
He was on his show.
Okay.
So
he's
2
legit.
a.m. Yep, he eats massive amounts of food, 8,000 calories in one sitting.
I don't know what that means. I'm not a calorie counter.
Well, okay, I'm not either, but they showed a picture of it, and it was like a massive cheeseburger that was just huge.
At 2 a.m. because nothing goes better.
2 a.m. And so what he says is that he, as he goes to sleep, then his body is,
Breaking the fast.
breaking all that down.
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, everything. Do you feel like everything you've read has told you, don't eat close to bed because,
That's
you're
exactly
gonna
what
pack on
I've
the
heard.
pounds?
But apparently what they're saying is that if you can control when you eat, then the rest of the hours of the day that you're not eating, your body is breaking it down.
I mean, that
So it
just
doesn't
sounds
matter.
crazy.
I know. That's what I thought.
mean,
So why do you think people are doing this intermittent fast? What's the purpose of this?
oh boy. Well, other than weight loss,
Okay,
I feel
yeah.
like people do it. I feel like anybody will try a diet for weight loss. I mean, you just get down to it and you're just like,
course.
sure, yeah,
Okay.
I'll give it a shot.
Right.
But I don't know if it's if it really makes you that much better. I mean, if you know somebody who has Alzheimer's, would you do any diet to try to get you to not have Alzheimer's?
I think you would, absolutely,
I feel like you would.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just to have control over your health, I guess.
Right. Okay. Which I think is a bigger thing. It's a control factor, right? People want to control their lives, and I think that maybe that even dives us into a little bit deeper, which is this whole less is more thing. Is that people feel so overwhelmed? It's like that drawer that just accumulates all this stuff. People want to control their lives. Have you heard about this lady? I'm sure you have, Marie Kondo.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Right. So she's driving this whole conversation about minimalism, isn't she?
She is.
Right?
Yes, she
and
is.
so, and I think the reason why people are resonating with that is because they want to control their lives. They feel like their lives are totally out of control.
I mean, yeah.
And so
she's
let's get
going
rid of
for it.
everything that we have in our lives so that we can
Oh,
have
boy.
more control. What do you think about that?
Well, let me tell you, I don't believe in minimalism.
You do not believe in
I do
minimalism.
not believe in minimalism. And Marie Kondo, who I'm sure is a very sweet lady, she seems very nice. Have you watched her show?
I've watched 2 episodes
Okay,
on Netflix.
she seems I read her book.
She seems sweet,
very nice,
happy, right, bubbly,
and super weird.
Yes, I will
super
agree
weird.
with
Can
you
we
on
go
that
ahead
point.
and say that?
Yes,
Okay.
the elephant in the room.
I mean, we're talking to our clothes.
Yes.
We're thanking our house.
Yeah.
We're
they're
folding
kneeling.
our
They're
socks.
kneeling down in the house and they're
Yes,
thanking the house.
I know.
I think that's strange.
But I will tell you, she has results. I mean, people love her. She does do results. She actually made me a better hoarder because she's helped me learn how to...
Hold on, what did you just say?
I've improved my hoarding capabilities.
Okay, how have you improved
Because she has
your...
like these amazing folding techniques.
Okay.
Where like your shirts are standing on their own and so
Yeah.
I mean my t-shirt drawer, I fit like 4 more t-shirts in my t-shirt drawer.
So you are able to get more now.
Yes,
so
thank
more
you,
for you
Marie
is not
Kondo.
less. More is more.
Yes.
So okay. I was
Yes, she's really, revolutionized my life.
That's good.
But yeah, I mean, like, I have a couple friends who are super into minimalism and
Yeah.
really like the
Okay.
idea, and they like
Yeah.
the clean surfaces,
Right.
and they feel like it's calming.
It's a calming
They're really into the calming
influence.
thing. Yes.
So you don't feel that way.
I don't. I feel like it's a little bit like a little cultish. Like people are they're really
Interesting.
into it.
Okay,
They're like,
got it.
and also I found that like my friends who can we vote? Like if you voted on if your friends were minimalist, like would they say they were minimalist? Like if you went into their house and you're like they're a minimalist,
You could
they're a
actually
minimalist,
point it
they're-
out. Yes, exactly.
And I'm
Okay.
not sure if they would say that.
Okay.
You know, because I think people think minimalists are like everything's mod, super clean lines.
Yes, exactly.
But I would say that I think I have friends who are minimalists and.
So if I was to go into your house right now, what is your house going to look like? You said you're the hoarder, so what does it look
Well,
like?
I don't need to be like on a TLC TV show for hoarding or anything like that.
Okay, that's good to hear.
But I live in a state of chaos.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you a collector or are you throw things away?
Oh, well, I've got a lot of books.
Okay, so books is your thing.
I love books.
Okay.
And I definitely, I'm a sentimental person,
Okay.
for sure. Like, I'm like, well, I don't know. I got this t-shirt at this one concert and I've never
Right.
worn it, but it's the best thing ever. And Marie Kondo has helped me keep that t-shirt.
Thank you, Marie Kondo, for helping Orah keep her t-shirt.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah.
So when you walk in your house, do you feel calm or do you feel a little chaotic?
Overall, I feel like it's calm. Like my goal is coziness. I really am into
Okay.
the cozy vibe if I
Okay.
could choose a vibe.
All
so I
right.
feel like it's calm. But it could definitely. I like things when it's cleaner. It's not like I don't like I'm a slob. I don't like
Okay.
things clean. I do like things clean. A horizontal surface that's clean is a better surface. I'm
Okay.
convinced.
Got
but
it.
I just don't know about throwing away all your stuff. I mean, are we the richest people in the world that we can just throw away all of our stuff?
Okay, now that's a very interesting conversation right there.
Like that's weird, right?
Like you think that if you're wealthy, you have the ability to be a minimalist.
Totally.
Because then
You
if
don't-
we
do you
move
know a
past
poor
this
minimalist?
space, go ahead, tell me.
I mean, nobody knows a poor minimalist. Like, you're like, no, like, I don't know the next time I'm going to buy a sweatshirt, so I'm keeping my 4 sweatshirts. Like,
Right.
So it's just kind of, I don't know. I just feel like it's like, well, yeah, if I can have a $75 shirt that I'll keep forever for my capsule wardrobe,
Okay.
then great, but like, I don't know.
That's
It's
okay.
just kind of like a wealthier thing, I think, is minimalism.
Very interesting. So you think like if this is just a fad and a phase for the wealthy right now, and they're going to move on to something else down the road. That's what
do.
you're saying.
I
This is
do.
not a lifestyle that's going to continue on.
I think so, because I think like goat yoga, it's going to come and go. I think it
Hey, people are still doing goat
You're
yoga.
right.
Come
You're
on.
right. Touche.
How long has that been going
Touche,
on?
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It might work for some people. There's surely a line in
Right.
between where you're like willing to not be a psychotic hoarder or a psychotic minimalist.
Right.
But I just think like the idea of throwing away all your stuff, that doesn't seem great to me.
Well, I was watching her show. So now, to be clear, I've only seen 2 episodes.
Okay.
But the 2 that I saw was very formulaic, right?
Oh, yes.
She comes in, she does her stuff, right? They see the mound of clothes, they see the mound of stuff.
Yes.
They get rid of it, cue the music, cue the tears.
Yes.
Everybody's life's been transformed in 30 minutes.
Yes, it's great.
And I'm just like, I don't think that's reality.
I mean, when do they look back and say like, why did I get rid of that shirt?
Exactly, which dives into a deeper discussion about like control, right? People, they feel like if they have control of their lives, then something meaningful has happened. You can almost put it this way, that minimalism, if it's not careful, can actually become like a secular religion.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with you on that.
Right.
And I'll tell you, like, I think that just like anything, it's just like something that you just feel passionate about and all of a sudden you become a little obsessive about.
Right, and you push it off on other people.
Yes,
and that
exactly.
irritates me more than
Oh my gosh,
anything, right? I
same.
don't know if you've had people like that in your
Oh my
life,
goodness.
right?
All of a
If
sudden
I'm
we all
doing
have to
it,
clean
you
out
have to do it.
everything.
Exactly,
Yes.
right, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
totally. Yeah, and it is. I mean, it does. I don't know why it wouldn't give you a sense of control. You're like,
Yeah.
you're I don't know, you're getting rid of it. You have control over your house. It's the best.
Exactly. But I think that goes into the deeper question, which is people are trying to find meaning in their life. Yeah. And they're not going to find that in intermittent fasting. And they're not going to find that in cleaning out their house. It may make them feel more calm. It may make them feel better about themselves, but it's not going to answer the real deep questions in our life, which are the spiritual questions that we have, which is this whole idea that we're talking about less is more. And what we're talking about with fasting is that we don't just fast to lose weight. We don't just clean out our house so that things make us feel better. We actually fast because we want to focus our attention on God and that He's the one that brings true meaning in our lives. That's why I think fasting is so important. It's what Jesus did for 40 days.
He did.
I don't know about you. 40 days of fasting.
Boy.
I have not done that.
I'm not even close.
Have you ever had the thought, man, wouldn't that be kind of interesting?
No. You know, there's some things where you just say, like, well, He was Jesus. You know, like you just say, like,
that's
the bar
true.
Is like here.
That's
like,
true.
You know.
Although Moses fasted for 40 days.
Oh, my goodness.
Elijah
well, he was
fasted.
Moses.
Yeah.
You know?
All these guys are up here. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, okay.
How long can I get away with that?
But I think what happened is while they were fasting, they obviously became closer to God. I mean, that's the point. Like we say no to things that we're doing all the time in order to say yes to something that's bigger than us, which then in turn answers questions and answers those things in our lives that enable us to like kind of have more meaning in our life.
Okay.
And I think that's why we want to be doing this series.
Yeah.
Is because we're saying if you can say no to certain things in order to say yes to who God wants us to be, it's going to bring real meaning into our lives. And then we can not just be like Marie Kondo that comes in for a day or for a week or for a month that says, let's get rid of our clothes. Let's get rid of that stuff that drives us further from God.
Yeah. And would you say that, like, your clothes and all that stuff does drive you further from, like, would you say that?
I think for some people, maybe.
Okay.
For me, I don't think it does.
Okay.
It's like, because I think you're driving home a really important point.
Okay.
It's not the clothes. But if I was to ask you one question, what would be one thing that keeps you from your relationship with God?
Oh, my land.
I know, I'm putting a heavy on you right now.
I
know. What would you think?
Oh, my. I don't know. I would say, like, time prioritization for sure. So I would say, like, media. I would say, like, I could read for 10 hours and not, like, pick up a Bible or pray or something. Like I could binge watch anything.
Okay, well, see, that's where I am. Like Netflix binging for me, that's something that I have to sometimes just put away because I know it will interfere in my walk with God.
Yes.
Right.
Totally. It's
so
binge watching Marie Kondo. That's what
exactly. So that's what we're going to do over the next several months is we want to say no to certain things that keep us from our walk with God so that we can engage in a more meaningful way with who He is. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
So are you ready to step into it?
I guess so.
Okay. So I don't know what you're going to do about the fast. If you're going to maybe I'll challenge you to at least fast one day.
I know. It'll be a big deal.
I think that'll be a big deal. I'll be curious to see how that goes for you.
I'll report back.
All right.
Hopefully I won't be hangry. We'll hope for the best. I don't know.
Be kind.
I'm going to try.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I have been learning about kindness. My pastor told me about it. I did want to ask you some questions about yourself.
Okay, great.
So, I mean, I feel like as we're doing this podcast that we should get to know you a little bit more.
Okay,
David,
and you as well.
I mean, who is David? Who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
I mean, should he be hosting a podcast?
Probably not.
I mean.
But you're here, and you're the professional book blogger. I see it on your shirt there.
I mean, that's what I like. Self-proclaimed.
Okay.
So, because I'm a book blogger, I'm going to ask you a book-related question.
Okay.
Tell me about the last 5-star book you read.
Okay, I read this book called A River in the Darkness.
Okay.
Okay. It's about this Japanese guy that grows up in North Korea.
Okay.
And his escape from North Korea back to Japan.
Ooh, wow.
And how he grows up in this cult atmosphere in North Korea. Powerful story.
Memoir?
Yes.
Okay.
True, real story.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, so great book.
Okay. All right. Good answer.
Okay.
Okay, what about the last movie that you rewatched?
Okay, the last movie that I rewatched was with my boys, What About Bob? You ever seen that movie?
I love What About Bob.
It's an awesome. My boys had never seen it. We had to pause a couple of parts, but it was so funny. Laugh out loud moments.
I mean, it's kind of a stressful movie.
Right?
For some boys. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm stressed out.
It's kind of like it's the baby steps, right?
Yes. Did it make you want to get a goldfish? Were you like, we're getting a goldfish?
No, but I'm not an animal lover, and that might be for an episode down the road.
Do tell. Oh, boy. Well, we are happy to answer any questions that our listeners have for us here at the Crosspoints podcast. So send us in your questions. Send us in anything you have for David, theological questions, or just random questions for him. Get to know us better. You can DM us or just comment. There's a link below you can do. You can email us at podcast@crosspointschurch.com. Anything, we're happy to answer your questions.
Well, fantastic. Orah, thank you. This has been really fun. Look, we did it. Our first episode. Excellent.
Go team.
All right.